astonishing spectacle is taking place on the banks of the Tribeni at Prayag. Thousands of people are dancing, singing, laughing, and crying uncontrollably in ecstatic love. All have been driven mad by the immense influence of one boy sannyasi whose tongue constantly vibrates the holy name of Krishna. His tall, golden form is more captivating than Kamadeva's. His soft, fragrant limbs are adorned with radiant tilak in 12 places. And his sannyas cloth, as reddish as the newly risen sun, is fascinating as he dances, overwhelmed with transcendental emotions, before the deity of Bindu Madhava.
Stand up! Krishna's mercy is so vast that it is impossible to describe. He has delivered you from the well of material existence.
I offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of the most munificent incarnation. Even though he is Krishna himself, he has appeared with the golden complexion of Srimati Radhika, and he is widely distributing without discrimination the highest transcendental praise. Yo jnanamatam bhuvanam dayalo ulangayamat karot pramatam swaprema sampad shudayan bhutetam Shri Krishna chaitanyam bhavam pramate. I take shelter of the lotus feet of the supremely merciful Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The whole world has become maddened by sense gratification. But now he has driven everyone mad with Krishna flame by distributing the very sacred confidential treasure of his own heart.
Oh Rupa, what is the news of your brother Sanatan?
Sanatan Goswami has been imprisoned by the government of Hussein Shah. If you are merciful to him, then he can be released from this entanglement.
Sanatan has already been released, and he will meet with me very soon.
Oh Prabhu, I am a very fallen and worthless person. I have no knowledge, so I am asking you, please instruct me as you see fit, so that I may understand your heart, and knowing your heart, I may serve you to your full satisfaction.
Oh Rupa, please listen carefully. The ocean of Bhakti Ras is so vast that it cannot be touched. Indeed, it is very difficult even to find the shore of that ocean of Krishna Prem. But to enable you to taste it, I will describe one drop in this ocean of Bhakti Rasa Rita Sindhu. In this universe, there are innumerable living entities, and they are wandering in 8,400,000 different species of life.
Oh Mahaprabhu, can you tell me what is the nature of the jiva?
If you take one hair and you divide that hair into 100 separate parts, and taking one of those parts, if you divide it again into 100 more separate parts, this is the size of the minute living entity, the jiva. The jiva is very minute, and it is called chitkan. That is to say, it is a particle of spirit, not of matter. The number of jivas in this human form of life is very, very small, and most of them are uncivilized. But out of those few jivas who have attained this rare human form of life and are following the Shastra, most of them are only giving lip service to the Vedic injunctions while performing all types of sinful activities. Yet, out of those few jivas who are following the Vedic principles, they are called the Karmakandis. And out of millions of such Karmakandis, you may find one who will become wise. That is to say, he becomes a jnani. And Shirupa, if you take thousands and thousands of such jnanis, there may be only one who will become liberated. Muktinam apisidanam, Narayana Parayana, Sudhurava Prasannasana, Ojis Api Mahamuni. And out of millions of such liberated jivas, to find even one pure devotee of Krishna is very, very rare. Brahmananda Brahmatai Kavan Bhagavanaji, Guru Krishna Kashari Pai, Bhakti Lata Beach. The jiva is wandering in this universe. Sometimes up, sometimes in Swaga, sometimes in Narak. But that one fortunate jiva, he finds the lotus feet of Sri Guru Padma. And Sri Gurudev gives to that fortunate jiva the Bhakti Lata Beach.
Oh Mahaprabhu, what is the Bhakti Lata Beach?
The Bhakti Lata Beach is Krishna Seva Vasana. That is, it is desire to serve Krishna. Manihara Kore, se Bijaropan, Shavana Kirtanaja, Kore se Jam. Then the jiva, upon receiving the Bhakti Lata Beach from the spiritual master, he should become like a gardener and very carefully plant that seed in his heart. Then, by the process of watering Shravan Kirtanam, that seed will sprout. Then, hearing and chanting more and more, the sprout will go up and pierce through the 8 coverings of the Brahmanda. That is to say, his service tendency becomes free from material designations. Then the jiva, it pierces beyond the Viraja. What to speak of the Viraja Rupa? The jiva pierces beyond the Brahmajyoti, and piercing beyond the Brahmajyoti it goes to Vaikuntha. And there, hearing and chanting, he becomes free of attraction to Sri Narayana, the opulent form of the Lord. Chanting more and more, that beach will gradually reach the lotus feet of Sri Krishna in Sri Golok Vrindavan Dham, the highest abode. And chanting more and more, that kripa will give the fruit of prema. But be very careful, all of you. Be very careful. If a mad elephant comes, he may enter the garden and he will break everything, taking the kripa by its root. Taking it out, it will become withered and completely die.
Oh Mahaprabhu, what is that mad elephant?
Vaishnava Parad.
How can one protect himself from that mad elephant?
Oh, Rupa, he should always surround himself with pure sadhu sangha. In this way, he will become completely safe. He should fence himself with sadhu sangha. But be careful, Rupa. Along with the creeper of pure devotion, there are many, many weeds that also sprout.
And what are those weeds, Mahaprabhu?
Oh, Rupa, those weeds are duplicity, enviousness, etiquette, acting against Vaishnava etiquette, and the desire for love, puja, and pratishtha.
If the devotee is careful for all of these things, then he will attain prema. Can you tell me about this?
When the fruit of prema becomes ripe and falls, at that time the gardener, he will drink the sweet juice of that prema.
Can you tell me, what is the nature of the juice of that prema?
Prema is of 5 different varieties. Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhuras. Santaras is characterized by Krishna Tyag. That is to say, he becomes completely detached. And he has another quality, Krishna Nistha, firm faith in Krishna. But higher than this, Rupa, is Dasya Ras, the ras of servitude. Dasya Ras has all the previous elements of Santaras, but included is Seva. And higher than Dasya Ras, Rupa, is Sakya Ras. Sakya Ras is characterized by 2 special things, 2 special elements. One is mamata, possessiveness, and intimacy. And higher than this is Vatsalya Ras. Vatsalya Ras has all the qualities of the previous Ras. Yet, one special ingredient is there. That is Palan. That means he thinks, Krishna is my son. I should nourish him. He is dependent upon me. And another thing, he is thinking, I must chastise Krishna. If I do not chastise him, how will he become a good boy? This is called Tadana Vatsana. Vatshirupa. There is one even higher ras. This is called Madhu Ras. And Madhu Ras is containing everything. Kandava Nijanga Diya Koriya Seva. That the devotee in Madhu Ras, she offers all the limbs of her body in the service of Krishna. Just like from the material element of ether comes air, from air comes water, from water comes fire. But all these 4 elements are contained in the element of earth. Similarly, in the Madhu Ras, all other rasas are included in it. Oh Rupa, I only briefly describe this ocean of Bhakti Ras. You may think upon it and delineate it as you see fit. Now, Rupa, I'm going to Varanasi.
Oh Prabhu, if you will give me permission, I will come with you to Varanasi, because I cannot tolerate the ways of separation.
Rupa, your order, your duty is to follow my order and go to Vrindavan. We will meet later when I go to Jagannath Puri.
After embracing Sri Rupa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stepped onto a boat bound for Varanasi. As the boat pulled away, Rupa Goswami fainted and fell to the ground unconscious. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally returned to Jagannath Puri, Rupa Goswami went there to meet with him. The young Goswami became the object of love and affection for all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such as Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, Swarup Damodar, and Roy Ramananda, to name but a few. One day, after observing the awesome phenomenon of Mahaprabhu's dancing at Rath Yatra, Srila Rupa Goswami sat deeply immersed in thought by the hut of Haridas Thakur.
When my Lord was dancing at Rath Yatra, it was something quite astonishing to see. But something strange occurred. While dancing, he would recite a verse. Yakomara Arasayevi Parastari Vachaitakshapas Tejun Milit Malaji Suravayo Kaudakadam Manila Sajai Vaspitati Kachasurato Vyapara Lilavido Reva Rodasi Vetasi Tarutale Chaitasamut Kantate. This verse is from a mundane literature. It is from Sahitya Dharma or Kavya Prakash. All were astonished. Why is Mahaprabhu chanting this verse? The meaning of the verse is, one lady is saying to her friend, "Oh my friend, now that very same person who stole away my heart in the days of my youth is again my master. These are the same moonlit nights in the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of melody flowers is there, and the same breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In this relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet, my heart is not satisfied. I want to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva river, sitting beneath the Vitasi tree. My heart is very eager for this." Considering this verse over and over again, I have written another verse. The moon in my Lord's heart, what is that? Priyaso yam Krishna sahachari kurukshetra litas tataham saradam tadidam ubayo sangam sukham tatapyanta kelam madura murali panchamajushe manome kalindi kulinam vinayas prihayati. Oh my dear Saki, I have come here, and my very dear and old friend Krishna is meeting with me on this field of Kurukshetra. But there is no nectar here. There is not one drop of the happiness I experienced in Vrindavan. My heart yearns that he should come to Vrindavan, and there we should sit on the bank of Jamuna, underneath the Kadamba trees, and I should hear the sweet sound of his flute playing on the fifth note.
Srila Rupa Goswami went to bathe in the ocean. Just then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived there in the company of his intimate associates.
Hello? What is this? Oh, Rupa, how you understood my heart? What's the matter? Look at this. It is very, very difficult to understand my mind, but Rupa has managed to capture it.
Oh Prabhu, as soon as I saw the unique composition of the verse, I could understand that you have already bestowed your mercy upon him. Otherwise, no one could understand the movements of your heart.
When I met Rupa at Priyag, at that time, understanding him to be a fit candidate, naturally I bestowed my mercy on him. Oh Rupa, what book is this you're writing? Oh, the writing of Rupa Goswami is like a row of pearls. Tunde tundavani ratim bhutanute tundavani labhye kana krodha kanamini yatayati kamana kude yasbiham cheta bhangrama sanini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritam naojani janita kiyadibir amrite krishneti vanadvaye. Oh, I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna, Krishna. I do not know how much nectar those two syllables have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within my mouth. At that time, we desire not one mouth, but millions and millions of mouths to chant the sweet name of Krishna. And when the holy name enters my ears, at that time, we desire millions and millions of ears. Then Krishna, in the form of his holy name, enters the courtyard of my heart and dances there. It conquers the activity of my mind and all my senses, and everything becomes inert.
Krishna! Krishna! Oh, one who desires to learn the glories of the holy name must do so by hearing Shastra from the lips of a sadhu. Such sweetness is not available anywhere else.
Oh Rupa, describe one other verse that is most pleasing to my heart. Oh, look, he is so shy. Sukada, you read it.
प्रिया स्वयं कृष्ण सहचरी कुरुक्षेत्र मिलितः तथा सराधा तरिदम उभयो संगम सुखम तथापि अर्थखेलन मधुरम मुरली पंचम जुषे मनोमे कालिंदी पुलिन विपनाय स्त्रीते.
Oh, I have heard many statements from the Shastras, but this is indeed most extraordinary. Oh Sarvabhauma, what is your opinion?
My dear Ramananda, it appears to me that the mercy of Maharaja is bestowed to embody form in our midst. He has expressed such elevated sadhana to even Lord Rama has no access.
Oh Rup, what kind of play are you writing? Please describe the verse that enhances and describes the glory of your worshipful deity.
Anapita charimchirat karunaya vajrina hakalo samarapaitum unnat ujjwala rasam swabhakti sriyam Hare purata sundar juti kadam vasanti pitaha siddharidaya kandare spuratu va sachinandana.
Oh Rupa,
May that son of Sachi be ever situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. He has appeared in this age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before. The sublime radiant mellow of the service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani in the mood of the Manjaris.
oh Rupa, your descriptions of Krishna are just like nectar. But why have you put this detestable alkali at the end?
It is not like alkali. Rather, it is like a particle of camphor that embellishes and enhances the taste of nectar.
Oh Ramananda, you are simply infatuated by the poetic expressions of the verse. But when the people in general hear this, they will simply laugh and I will become embarrassed.
They will not laugh. Simply, they will live, their lives will become auspicious simply by hearing this invocation. Oh Ruth, please recite another verse.
Oh my dear Saki, who is this fearless young man? Who is as bright as a lightning cloud? And who performs pastimes like a maddened elephant? From where did he come to this place, Vrindavan? By his restless movements and his attractive glances, he is plundering from the vault of my heart the treasure of my patience.
What is the use of the hours of a bowman, or the poetry of a poet, that penetrates the heart, but that does not make the head spin? I tell poetry. This poetry is the essence of all spiritual realization, and now has appeared before us in the form of a drama.
I do not know anything. I do not know anything. The only transcendental words I can speak are those words that Mahaprabhu makes me speak.
Oh Sri Damodar, oh Ramananda Roy, oh Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, oh Haridas Thakur. We should all bestow, I want you all to bestow your abundant blessings upon Sri Rupa, so that he may become empowered to describe the ocean of Bhakti Ras.
Om Mangalam Bhavatu, Om Mangalam Bhavatu, Om Mangalam Bhavatu, Om Ramarasyam Bhavatu, Om Ramarasyam Bhavatu,
Srila Rupa Goswami passed 10 jubilant and joyful months absorbed in Krishna Katha in the company of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates in Jagannath Puri. Those 10 months seemed to pass like a flash of lightning. Yet, on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Rupa Goswami set out for Vrindavan with a mission to uncover the lost places of Krishna's divine Leela, to find the lost deities established by Vajranabha 4,500 years before, to write the Bhakti Shastras and establish Vaishnava Sadachar. After some years, a pilgrim arrived in Jagannath Puri after visiting Vrindavan.
Oh Mahaprabhu, I have brought you some prasadam from Govinda Dev.
Oh, you have come from Vrindavan? Oh, how are my two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan? Please tell me, how is their bhajan? What activities are they engaged in? And how are they maintaining their lives? Please tell us all of this.
The two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan. The two brothers, Rupa and Sanatan, have no fixed residence. They reside under a different tree every night. They accept a little bit of diksha from the Brahmins. They're giving up all types of material desires. They only take some dry roti and chickpeas. Their only possessions are a water pot and some torn cloth. They always chant the names of Lord Krishna, discuss his wonderful pastimes, and remember and dance in great jubilation.
They are always absorbed in bhajan, 24 hours a day. They take rest for only 1.5 hours, sometimes not taking rest at all. Sometimes they write transcendental literature about the science of devotion. And sometimes they chant and remember the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Oh, what is wonderful for a person who has received the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Hare Bol! Hare Bol! Hare Bol!
Meanwhile, in the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, Srila Rupa Goswami was ardently absorbed in prayer, trying to solicit a drop of mercy by which his burning spiritual aspirations might be fulfilled. When Rupa Goswami felt separation out of sympathy, the trees would also weep in the form of showering flower petals.
Agadamana Yashoda Nandano Nandasuno Kamalanayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendra Pranatakaru Vishnavitaneka Swarupe Twayi Mamarate Ruchavadatam Namade. Oh Harinam, you have so many forms. May my love for those forms grow day by day. Oh Agadamana, oh Yashodanandana, oh Nandasuno, Kamalanayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendra. Here in Vrindavan, the moon is flowing so sweetly. Chidvilasavari Pura Bhuvasva Apini Kirtitapi Romadoru Papa Mama Tapini Balavendra Nanga Nanga Raghavanga Gandini Mampunatu Sarvadana Vinda Bandhu Nandini. O Jamuna Devi, you flow throughout the three worlds, Bhu, Bhuva and Swa, distributing knowledge of the Chidvilas of Radha and Krishna. Simply chanting your glories burns to ashes, unlimited sinful reactions. And O Yamuna Devi, you become supremely fragrant, because the chandan, which is smeared on the body of Shyamasundar, has melted into your waves when he performed his water sports with the gopis of Vrindavan. O Yamuna Devi, please purify my heart. Vigatita Madhugana Duvidam Shama Vrindat Fuladami Ladati Vigatita Madhugana Keki Pischapashastu Madhurapamukha Bimbo Girtambula Raga Spurnamalaka Polam Radhika Marchayami. Oh Srimati Radhika, I worship your lotus feet. The braid of your hair, which is decorated with varieties of fully blossoming flowers, forcefully reproaches the fame of the tail feathers of a dancing peacock. O Srimati Radhika, your pure and unblemished cheeks have become reddish and lustrous
from the temple remnants on the lips of Narayan Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Oh, my dear Sanatan is approaching me from a distance. He has come all the way here from Nandagaon in the blazing hot sun. If I had some prasadam to offer him, it would be very nice. But alas, I have nothing to offer him.
Oh, look. It is a matter of great jubilation to meet you here, in this secluded place. Oh, please, help me by explaining the glories of this divine forest that we find ourselves in.
Of course, I will tell you something, which the creepers, the trees, and the dust of this place all holds very dear to their hearts. Kindly sit down, take a seat. In this very forest of Vrindavan, in the early morning, Srimati Radhika walks from Javat to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. And when she arrives in this very place, Krishna is milking cows. She wants to see the beauty of his form. So she breaks her pearl necklace, and on the pretext of picking up all the pearls, she can look at him from the corner of her eyes for a long time. Sometimes Krishna playfully squirts milk into Radhika's face as she walks past. Or sometimes Srimati Radhika, she steps in a puddle and splashes water on Krishna's face.
In this way, Rupa and Sanatana were absorbed for many hours in the nectar of Krishna Katha. But yet, the idea of offering Sanatana Goswami some prasad had lingered in the back of Rupa Goswami's mind.
Sugar, rice, and cardamom. You can make some very delicious food.
Sri Rupa and Sanatana were so absorbed in Krishna's pastimes that they practically did not hear the words of this village girl. They continued to discuss Krishna Lila in complete forgetfulness of the external world.
Oh, Baba, you still have not cooked anything? All right, I'll do it myself.
The charming Brijvasi village girl took some dry leaves in her hands and miraculously she ignited a fire simply by blowing on them. With remarkable expertise, she prepared kheer in just a few moments, and then she placed it before Rupa Goswami and mysteriously disappeared.
Oh my dear Sanatan, now it has become quite late, so I would like to offer you some Mahaprasad.
Oru, simply by smelling this kheer, my mind is overjoyed. It is certainly a most wonderful preparation. Where did you acquire it?
Oh, some village girl came here, but I have never seen her before in this place.
Please take some. Oh. Oh, Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe, oh Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe, oh Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe.
Oh, look, simply upon tasting this kheer, my mind is full of jubilation. It surpasses the ocean of nectar. Where on earth did you receive this? In fact, only one person could have made this. It is made with unprecedented prem. Oh, Rup, tell me, when we were conversing earlier, did any particular desire arise in your mind?
Well, actually, I was thinking that it would be very appropriate if I could offer you some prasad.
Oh, Rup, what have you done? You realize that this kheer could only be made by our Swami, Srimati Radhika herself? She has come here personally to cook for you. You know that you should never harbor any desire when you're doing your bhajan. What have you done? What is your intention? To serve our Swamini or to engage her in our service?
Oh, I have made a great blunder. Is there ever been such an offender as I? Oh, Rupa, please forgive. Sanatan, please forgive me. Hey, dear Bandhu, oh Krishna, whether the rain cloud showers sweet water upon the thirsty chatak bird, or whether it throws a very strong thunderbolt, the chatak bird never tires of propitiating the rain cloud. Oh Dinabandhu Krishna, in the same way, whether you give me mercy or whether you punish me, I have no other shelter but your lotus feet. You can do with me as you wish. Jnanam bhajanam matulam duskaram srinvato me Narasyena jvalati hridayam bhakti lesalasasya Visvadichim magahara karnakaruna vichim Ashabindukshitam maitantre hantashaitam. O Krishna, O slayer of Abhasura, when I hear of the extremely rigorous sadhana undertaken by great sages in the past like Shukadeva and Ambarish, at that time my heart, which is devoid of even the slightest trace of bhakti, becomes hopeless, because I can never do sadhana bhajan like them, and thus I feel
that I will never attain my goal. But when I remember how your mercy is like an ocean with many waves, if one simply approaches the ocean, then the waves without discrimination, they wash over him. Oh, when I remember this, then one drop of hope comes into my heart, and I can maintain my life for one more day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
As Srila Rupa Goswami chanted the holy name with intense eagerness and absorption, gradually the wonderful pastimes of Radha and Krishna would unfold within his heart. When he would see the pastimes of viraha, separation, he would cry bitterly. And at other times, while witnessing the hilarious pranks of Shyama Sundar, he would laugh uncontrollably.
My name's Krishna Das. Yeah, Cripple Krishna Das they call me. They don't know. Ordinary people in this world are absorbed in the darkness of the bodily conception of life. So they think this material body is all in all. They don't know. They don't know. Just as this material body has legs, arms, face, eyes, so the soul, the original form of the soul, has a body, arms, face, beautiful eyes. The soul. The soul is eternally youthful, blissful, bright, beautiful, and full of love and affection for Krishna. They pity me, but really, it's those who are lost to their real selves who are unfortunate.
I saw within my heart that Srimati Radhika was picking flowers with her sakis at Kusham Sarovar. Krishna very cunningly came there, and he climbed upon a tree to observe the beauty of Srimati Radhika. When Srimati Radhika was picking flowers from that tree, she held the branch with one hand and picked flowers with the other. At that time, Krishna, who had pushed the branch down with his foot, released the branch, and Radhika was lifted into the sky. She was hanging there and calling out, "Help, help," pretending to be afraid. At that time, I could not check my laughter. I began to laugh so much. But at that very moment, everything disappeared from my heart, quite unexpectedly.
Oh Srimati Radhika, oh Queen of Vrindavan, oh Lalita Sakhi, where are you? Oh Nanda Suno, oh Krishna, where are you? Where are you? Oh Sanatan, your arrival could not be more timely. I have never needed you more than I need you now. Please help me.
Oh, brother, what is the cause of your anxiety?
Please sit down. I have something very important to tell you. Though I chant again and again, and I pray again and again, no inspiration is coming in my heart. I am trying to follow all of the instructions of our Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and your good self, but still I have lost everything. Please, what can I do? Can you give me some advice?
It sounds as if some Vaishnava has taken offense. Aparad is the only thing which can check the powerful flow of Raganuga Bhajan.
But Sanatan Prabhu, I always try my best to honor all Vaishnavas and give them respect and be very polite. I am not afraid of anything in this world. I am not afraid of the thunderbolt of Indra or of death itself. But I am afraid of displeasing the lotus feet of any dear devotee of Krishna. If I have offended someone unknowingly, then what should I do?
My brother, you should arrange for a very grand feast in Braj Mandal. Invite all the Vaishnavas who reside there. Then you will understand, if anyone does not attend that festival, then they probably have taken some offense against you by declining your invitation. If you do this, I believe the solution to your problem will be found.
Oh, this is such wonderful advice. I will organize a festival immediately. Oh Vaishnavas, please, today I am organizing a feast. All should come and take Mahaprasad.
Srila Rupa Goswami is always protected by Yogamaya. It is completely impossible for him to offend anyone. Yet, Yogamaya arranged this extraordinary pastimes to give a lesson to the world. Sadhu Savdhan, oh dear devotees, be careful. Never, under any circumstances, commit an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava or dishonor them in any way. Otherwise, all will be lost. Srila Rupa Goswami organized a festival, and all the Vaishnavas of Braj Mandal assembled together to honor Mahaprasada.
Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, Svava Punyavatam Raja, Vishvaso Navajayate.
Oh Sanatan, it appears that all of the Vaishnavas of Braj Mandal have come here without exception. Everyone is here.
No, they're all here except for one person.
Who is that?
His name is Kunja Krishna Das. Do you know him?
Yes, I know him. He lives very close by. I gave invitation to him, but he did not come.
It is my advice that you go and seek him immediately and inquire what is the reason for his absence. There you may find the solution to your dilemma.
I will carry out your order at once.
Hare Krishna.
Rupa Goswami Pad immediately went to the bhajan kutir of Kanch Krishna Das, and he approached him with great respect and humility.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavcha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. My dear Prabhu, I am feeling some pain in my heart and I have come to you to find a remedy.
I am just an ordinary person. I have no knowledge, no piety. You're a great sadhu. What can somebody like me do to assist you?
I invited you to come to a feast, but you did not accept my invitation. So I was thinking that perhaps you were not pleased with me.
Well, now you mention it. A few days ago, I saw you taking Hare and my heart was overjoyed. But then the next moment, you started laughing at my bodily misfortune, and my heart sank.
My dear Prabhu, I don't remember even seeing you, but I do remember laughing very loudly because some pastimes of Radha and Krishna came into my heart. If it is this that has offended you, then please forgive me.
Now I understand the real situation. Oh, Prabhu, you haven't committed any offense at all. On the contrary, I've committed the most heinous offense by even entertaining the idea that you, Rupa Goswami, could laugh at my offense. Oh, Rup, please forgive me.
No, you forgive me. Get up. You forgive me. I will not accept that you have actually forgiven me unless you take a full plate of Mahaprasada.
Passed their days in Braj. They were always meek and humble, and thus they were loved dearly by one and all. And one day, Srila Rupa Goswami sat alone in the forest, writing his ras-laden poetry. Navagaurochana Gaurim Pravrindavan Raganath Manistavaka Vidyoti Gaivanganathanam.
O Vrindavaneshwari, I offer my prayers to you. Your complexion is as brilliant as fresh Gorochan. Your sari is bluish like a lotus flower. And the braid of your hair, which is decorated with many jewels, appears to be like the hood of a black serpent. Brujitananga kodandam lolanila kalavalim Kajulujwalitara Jachtukori Charlochanam. Hey Shrimati Radhika, your curved eyebrows put to shame the bow of Cupid, and your swaying tresses of black hair are splendid. Your eyes, which are beautifully decorated with kajal, appear to be like two chakori birds, who are enamored by the moon, and are therefore considered to be a symbol of amorous desire. Apara karuna pura Puritanta manorate Pasidasya janam devi Nijadasya sprihadushi. O Srimati Radhika, your heart is like a fathomless reservoir, overflowing with compassion. So please, be merciful to me and accept me as your maid servant. Kevi Vistansino Bhakta, Keshi Vrindasya Sundari, Samskaraya Tada Devi, Janame Tam Vekshasi. Oh Srimati Radhika, your hair becomes disheveled when you are playing lovely with Krishna, and it is in need of being rearranged. Oh, when will you order this surrendered soul to perform that service?
Oh, Rupa, what are you writing? May I be allowed to see it?
I would be so happy if you would take a look, and you could correct it if I have made any mistakes.
Oh, I see here that you have compared the braid of hair of our Swamini Srimati Radhika to the hood of a black serpent. I think this is somewhat inappropriate, and perhaps another example would have been better. A serpent is full of poison, and our Swamini is full of nectar.
Yes, what you said is certainly true. Perhaps you could offer another suggestion.
Well, something else may have been more appropriate. You could have compared it to... Well, actually, nothing comes to mind at the moment. Please let me consider this thing, and I will consult with you tomorrow. I will suggest something.
As Sanatana Goswami was returning to his bhajan kutir, he pondered deeply over the poem of Sri Rupa. For once in his life, the vastly intelligent Sanatana Goswami was at a loss for words.
How strange it is that no inspiration is coming to me. For my brother's poetry, I cannot think of a single appropriate example. Who is this wonderful girl? Oh, but what is that behind her? I see a coiling hood of a black serpent. It looks very dangerous. About to strike. Oh, Lali, Lali, be careful. There is a black snake there. Be careful. Oh, she has mysteriously disappeared. That was no ordinary girl. That was our Swami, Srimati Radhika. She has personally appeared here in order to teach me a lesson about my attitude to my brother's poetry. Oh, Radhe, 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 Radhe.
The unique feature of the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami is that every word is fully realized knowledge. His poetry is perfect, incomparable, and transcendental. Sanatana Goswami immediately returns to Sri Rupa to express his realization.
Oh, Rupa, I have pondered deeply about your poetry.
Can you give a suggestion?
I actually believe that everything you write is perfect and is always fine by me.
Glorious years passed by, and Srila Rupa Goswami was simultaneously absorbed in bhajan and also in writing Bhakti Grantha. His every breath was only to follow the teachings and fulfill the inner heart's desire of his Ishtadev, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, some pilgrims arrived in Vrindavan after visiting Sri Jagannath Puri Dham.
Hey, Shriman! How was your pilgrimage to Jagannath Puri?
My pilgrimage. Some people, they may say we're successful. But I have news. It is of the greatest lamentation for the whole world. Oh my. Oh my.
Don't be shy, Prabhu. Please. Please tell me what happened.
Oh my. Our Lord, Mahaprabhu. Oh no. He has left. Mahaprabhu has left this mortal world. Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Chaitanya Kimmai Punarapi Disho Yasati Padham. Sadopasya Srimanuritamanujya Kaya Pradaitam Bahadhi Givana Girishakar Mesti Prabhati Soprakdevya Siddham Nija Bhajanavati Sachaitanya Kimmai Punarapi Disho Yasati Padham. He who is worshipable for great demigods like Brahma and Shiva, who have come in human forms as Haridas Thakur and Advaitacharya. He who teaches to his most devotees the confidential path of bhajan. When will that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again become the object of my vision? Hare Krishna Tuchai Smrita Rasano Nama Ganana Krita Granti Shreni Supagakati Sutra Ajwalakara Vishala Dirga Galani Galakelan Tikavajan Sachaitanya Kimmai Punahara Vidishoya Satikata. The Maha Mantra Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare always dances upon his tongue. He counts the names that he's chanting on the string of his copings, which is tied with many knots. His eyes are so beautiful they seem to reach around to his ears, and his long arms reach down to his knees. Oh, when will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again become the object of my vision? Bhavaram Sinchan Asusu Tibira Vitasanda Pulaka Puritango Nipustabakanavakim Jalka Jayali Kanaswayna Stovastinata But Kirtana Suki Sachaitanya Kimmai Punarapi Disho Yasati Padam. He drenches the ground with streams of tears from his eyes. His limbs are decorated with a ripplation which defeats the beauty of clusters of kadamba flowers. His entire body is moist with perspiration as he performs kirtan loudly with his arms raised in the air. Oh, when will that
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again become the object of my vision.
The young Jiva Goswami was the one and only Diksha disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami. He served the lotus feet of Sri Rupa with such selfless and unprecedented rati that Srila Rupa Goswami was pleased to bestow upon him all transcendental treasures.
What is the essence of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
My dear Jiva, please listen very attentively. If one wants to follow the path of Bhakti, he must first become a suitable candidate. By controlling the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals. He should unequivocally give up all those things unfavorable to Bhakti, such as overeating, endeavoring in activities which are not in connection with bhajan, speaking about mundane subject matters, following rules and regulations only for the sake of following them, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scripture and working in a whimsical way. He should not associate with materialistic persons who are not interested in devotion, and he should give up all greed. In addition to this, he should adopt the favorable activities. One should always be very enthusiastic and joyful in devotional service. And one should have firm faith in the words of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Yes, if I follow the order of my Guru, it is certain that I must attain the lotus feet of my beloved Radha and Krishna. If there is any delay in attaining one's goal, then one should be very patient and not lose enthusiasm. One should try to follow all the angas of bhakti such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. He should give up the association of non-devotees and maintain his life following the example of our previous acharyas. One should try to have a deep loving relationship with Vaishnavas. The signs of this love are giving gifts and receiving gifts, revealing the mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially. You should also give some Mahaprasad to the Vaishnavas, and afterwards you should take their remnants. If anyone chants the name of Krishna even once, you should think, he is my own family member, and honor him within your heart. But if someone has Diksha, and he has Sambandha Jnana, he realizes his relationship with Krishna, and his anarthas have gone far away, then you should give Dandavat Pranam to him, and honor him in the heart, both at once. But if any Vaishnava is absorbed in bhajan, always remembering the Astakali Leela of Radha and Krishna, then you should serve that person with great faith. The association of such a person is very desirable. Such Vaishnavas are always in the transcendental position. If it seems that they have any faults in their body, such as a low birth, invalidity, disease, old age, or bad complexion, you should not see these things. that in their behavior there is some fault, that they are sometimes angry or they become tired. Never see these things. The Vaishnava is always transcendental. Just like the Ganges River. In the rainy season, it becomes filled with foam and bubbles and mud. But you should always know, the Ganges is liquefied Brahma, always transcendental. The name, form and qualities of Krishna are very sweet like sugar candy. But those whose tongues are afflicted by the jaundice of ignorance cannot taste that sweetness. But oh, how wonderful it is, by very carefully chanting the name of Krishna every day with great honor, some taste will come in the tongue and the disease of avidya will go far away. The essence of all advice is that one should spend one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting, remembering the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna. In this way one should engage the tongue and the mind. One should reside in Vrindavan and perform bhajan under the guidance of a devotee who is very deeply attached to the service of Radha and Krishna, both externally and internally. Oh Jiva, you should know that Mathura is superior to Vaikuntha. But this Vrindavan is superior even to Mathura, because it is a place where Krishna performed his Ras Leela. And superior to this Vrindavan is Giriraj Govardhan, because it was raised by the divine hand of Krishna, and he performed his very loving pastimes there. And the highest of all is Sri Radha Kund. What intelligent person would not desire to reside and perform devotional service on the banks of Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? Those who engage in fruitive activities in this world are quite foolish, but those who follow the Vedas are superior to them. Among them, those who have some jnana, some knowledge, are favored by Krishna. But those who give up all jnana to engage in bhakti are higher. Among all the devotees, those who actually have praying, like Narad, they are higher still. And among all the devotees who have praying, the gopis of Vrindavan, they are the highest of all. But Jiva, among all the gopis of Vrindavan, Srimati Radhika is supermost. Just as Radhika is dear to Krishna, her lake, Sri Radhakund, is also dear to him. So who will not desire to reside on the bank of Radhakund and in a transcendental body, surcharged with ecstatic bhav, will render service in the Astakalya Lila of Radha and Krishna. All the sages say that Radhakund is as dear to Krishna as Srimati Radhika herself. So what to speak of the ordinary sadhak? It is very difficult to attain, even for great sages like Sanat and Sanatan Kumar. If one simply bathes once in the water of Radhakund, then the transcendental plane will be raised within their heart.
In his final days, Srila Rupa Goswami manifested to the world the ultimate pinnacle of devotion. He constantly wept tears of anguish, feeling the intense burning of separation from the service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. Sometimes he would appear to be lifeless and hardly breathing when totally absorbed in Antara Dasha, internal consciousness. And at that time, fully oblivious to the external world, he would render service to Srimati Radhika in his eternal spiritual form, as her dearmost Palyadasi, Sri Rupa Manjari. Vrindavane viharatu yakeli kunde Matari papa varakautuka vipramena Sangasaya sivayo padanaraminda Gangam videhi Mai Devi kripam prasidha. Oh Devi Shrimati Radhika, I know you are here. I'm walking through this kunj hand in hand with Sri Krishna. At that time, your hearts are overwhelmed with curiosity to taste each other's beauty and sweetness. Oh Shrimati Radhika, when will you be kind to me and give me the darshan of your two lotus faces at that time? Ha Devika Kumaragadayanjavacha Yacheni Patya Bhuvidandavadupatati Asapasadam Abudasya Talasya Pitta Shandavike Jagane Gananandine. Oh baby, oh Shrimati Radhika, I fall on the ground again and again. My voice is choking and my words are coming out like a stream of nonsense. I know that I am so unqualified, but please accept me as your maidservant. Tvam prachadena mudiracha vinapidaya Manjira mukta charam chavidayate Kunje bhajandatanaye navirajamaya Naktam kada pamuditam navisarayasi. Oh Shrimati Radhika, when will I delight you by dressing you in a colored sari? And when will I remove the ankle bells from your lotus feet and then take you so that you can meet with Krishna in a splendid kunj for your abhisar?
My Swami Radhika will not meet with me tonight. Away. I was only joking. Srimati Radharani is very close by and is waiting for you in a splendid kunj. Over there.
Yes, this is all quite amusing. Now please, don't cheat me anymore. Where is Srimati Radhika?
Namaste kunja kure bhavatim mukunde Chitrayana sujinavati muchirashina Bhagam rubam navate chimashara shankam Adve bhajandatana yasya.
sucky who told him.
In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami entered into the eternal loving pastimes of the divine couple, having shown to those fortunate souls who follow in his footsteps the most confidential path to attain the highest aim and object of life, service to the lotus feet of Vrindavaneshwari, Srimati Radharani. Adadana Spinam Daktaya Idam Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padam Bhoja Dulashyam Janma Janmani. Taking a straw between my teeth, this fallen soul prays again and again, O Sri Rupa, may I become the dust of your lotus feet, birth after birth. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Sevara Samvada. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Sevara Samvada.
Rupa Goswami and Rupa Manjari should come. Rupa Goswami and Rupa Manjari go. Oh, come forward. Perhaps you could not understand what was there. Oh, there. Rupa Goswami, he was practicing as the male sadhak, Rupa Goswami. But internally at the same time, he was serving Radha Krishna Jugal in his constitutional form like Rupa Manjari. He was praying by doing sadhan, bhajan in the shape of Rupa Goswami. Hey Lalite, hey Vishakhe, very well. Like sometimes on Radhakund, sometimes Shamkund, sometimes in Govardhan, sometimes here and there. Always giving mental thought. And in the same time, when he was writing poems on Radha Krishna Conjugal, he was studying in the shape of Rupa Manjari. You saw, he was writing and he was faint. But Rupa Manjari, this girl, Jahannava, was serving Radha and Krishna Conjugal in what way? So, she was the Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami. So we should follow in sadhan bhajan Rupa Goswami, how he was doing chanting, remembering always. And internally he was serving Radha and Krishna Conjugal. And always meditating, remembering these pastimes of Rupa Goswami as sadhak and as siddha. Rupa Goswami was saying that he was sadhak and Rupa Manjari siddha. Only the words of Rupa Manjari, this is the highest thing for us. Anarthakacharan kirad karunya tirana karo samarpayitam unnata samsa bhakti sriyam. Bhakti is himself Radhika. And is the, what is? Beauty. What was beauty? Rupa Manjari is the beauty of Srimati Radhika. And in what way, what process she used to serve. How? Tambular Padapad Mardam Payodana Vishara Divi Bindaranyam Asinam Khadila Sattama Viram Prana Preshta Sakhi Kula Katitila Sankochita Bhumika Sirupa Manjari Mukha. This is the highest thing, highest object of all jivas. So Rupa Goswami in this Upadeshamrita in the last. And how he was writing all the books, as saying as they keep saying. He was saying and serving in the conceptual form of Rupa Manjari and so my hearty blessings to you, and I am also praying and requesting all sannyasis, Pujapata, Vikram, Maharaja, Jatak and all others that they should sprinkle their mercy to you, that you should realize all these things. And you should preach and propagate in the whole world this vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I sprinkle, I pray to Krishna that they should, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially, to you all, very good things. Krishna, Srimati Radhika, his Sakhis, yes, especially, Chitra, very beautiful Krishna, very beautiful. And these, Lalita and others. And Srimati Radhika, her wife, very beautiful. Also, Khanja Krishna Das, my heart. We should always
try to fear from the offenses. He never wanted to make any offense, but unwillingly, by his action, Krishna Das, he thought that, oh, Rupa Goswami has laughed on me for my lameness. Rupa Goswami can never do any offense, but he still, by his activities, Krishna Das was somewhat offended in his mind. Rupa Goswami went him. He was doing high class of bhajan, but he never wanted to displease him or to make offense. But yet, his remembering was stopped, and he began to weep. Why? A spontaneous love and all remembrance are not coming as a flow. Then with the help of Sanatana Goswami, he discovered his offense. Not offense, but yet, like offense abhas. And he went there and he begged his mercy. Then Krishna Das knew that I have done offense. And then both. So if you have done any offense, even you have not willing to offend, but if offense is done, so how class of this? So we should fear to do effort. Be careful always for the Vaishnava offenses. Never make any offense, even in dream, what to tell this. So we should take all these relations from all these things. Very beautiful drama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all like this. Radhanath, all like this. Also, I give my hearty blessing to Sanatana Goswami. And you know, Govinda Bhagat, he declared that Mahaprabhu has left this world. And he made Rupa Goswami, and how high class of separation move. Also, thank you also. So, my thanks and my hearty blessing to you all prayers. But I want that not Brahma play will do. You should try to practice like this. Always be careful for offenses and try to serve like Rupa Goswami. And then be Rupanuga. And you should try to serve Rupanuga Vaishnava. Gauru Prema. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. One thing. Tomorrow, in the morning, we will do Mangal Arati as usual. As usual, our classes will begin. I think that all Vaishnava will say those who want to say. In the morning. And after class, we will go to Radha Damodar temple to make this mercy. And then we will return here. And those who have not done saving and all these things, they will complete this. And then again after 10 we will meet here. Some classes, Vaishnava home and other things. And we will offer all these things that we have left it for 4 months or for 1 month. We should offer to duty. And then we will distribute to all devotees. And try to remember whole life what we have done in this world. Don't forget all the details and the places where we come. You can remind it daily, and you can go daily parikrama and remembering all the past sites of Krishna, what I have told, all the past places of past lives. And thus you should be very fortunate. Gaur Premanande. Sometimes I used to be angry. And sometimes I used to chastise you. But only for you. So don't take any ill of me. I think that you should forgive. I want that you should be high class of devotee. So I have chastised sometimes. Even I could not control my anger. So I have given slap to sometimes my feet, but you should forgive all. And when you go to your countries and villages, don't think that, oh, we are very much tired and so much difficulties were there. If you go to your countries and villages, tell them, oh, very pleasant, very pleasant. And comfortable, very comfortable. Oh, you should all come to here. So I am also inviting you for next year that, more than 2-3 times more. You have come like 500 and you should come 5,000 persons. I'm inviting you all for the parikrama or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Vrindavan. And you should also come. And I think that without the mercy of Chaitanya we cannot go. So please try to come. And because life is not when life may go. So try to do all these things. Go Prama.
Hare Krishna, just now 4,000 books have arrived. They're outside in a car near the Yamuna side. The Maharaj Prabhu is kindly asking about 20 devotees to help him. So after the kirtan quickly happens, to bring the books inside so that we can continue with our programs. Thank you.